gonna bring the meeting to order. It's 7 o'clock, so if everybody have a seat. I'm gonna turn it over right now to our legal representative, Jeff.
So, as you know, James Bryant resigned to run for mayor. He is uncontested, but does not take that seat until January. And so you have an empty council seat right now that you would need to appoint someone to fill. You can choose to appoint Mr. Bryant to that seat for the remainder of that term until the end of the year if you wish to do so.
So I'd like to make a motion that we appoint James Bryant back to his old seat at the beginning of the year. What do you think?
I think she has to make the motion.
He did, and then she seconded.
He was asking for a motion.
He made the motion.
I made the motion.
Yep.
She seconded. Now we got a vote. All in favor? Yes.
And then you need to, appoint a Mayor Pro Tem as well to run meetings.
Good. Make a motion we make Councilman Bryant, Mayor Pro Tem. All in favor?
Okay, awesome. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Okay, next on the list is Pledge of Allegiance. If you could all stand, face the flag. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Appreciate it, everybody. Just a couple of announcements that I want to go over before we kick off the meeting. Again, we are moving forward, super excited for our Heritage Days. It is scheduled for the third week in October. As always, as of last year, we've had fantastic planning from Mary and all the other folks and volunteers that we've had. We're expecting to have a larger participation across the board, so we're super excited for that. And Max, you're still going to help us out on Sunday?
Yes, sir.
All right, awesome. Okay, appreciate it. So we have another formal meeting this Saturday. Next Saturday. Thank you, Mary. Next Saturday, and then we should be good to go. We've got some planning within the county that's going to help us out with some hay and some other infrastructure type things. So we're super excited. Next is, if you guys have not seen it, we used our splash funding to improve our parking lot. So that was fixed this week. And I've heard nothing but positive things to this point on it. So again, aesthetically, the downtown with our new businesses, Stephen Audrey's business was sold to a gentleman, his wife, his name is Dan. Yes, Stacy, you should see, if you haven't seen the amazing things that he's done with that building and the new structure that he has. Dusty got his building asphalted as well. It's just looking phenomenal down here. And we're super excited about the progression and the growth and just aesthetically. So super awesome for everything that's been involved in that. The business owners have really stepped up and really have strived to make this a better place, and then the council itself for the things that they do. So I can't thank everybody enough. Last month, Rock Snake was an initiative that we did for the park. We wanted to do some initiative things. That has increased and grown. Thanking Dawn for taking care of getting the sign, and then Jerry getting that posted. Looks good out there. I hope that's not much of a pain, Jerry, with all the rocks and moving them back, but that's a great thing. We also, we got, Don wanted me to state it, a lady was so impressed with it that she actually painted a rock and then mailed it to us. She's from Pennsylvania. And it says, I so enjoyed spending time at the Talking Rock Park on my recent visit. Please add this painted rock to your park edition. Thank you, Janet Lockwood. So pretty awesome that we're getting folks involved in that. And then we've always had great participation within our park. I think it's a great piece of property that over the years the citizens and the formal council has really stepped up to make that place a unique place, and we're just going to continue with that. In saying that, Steve and Audrey, before they had sold their property at Shadow Lakes, they had a food pantry, and I'm sure everybody was aware of it. And that was a really big success. There was a lot of great volunteers that provided food, and then it was utilized a lot within the community. So, unfortunately, when they moved, we didn't have anybody to run it, so we've moved it down to the park now, and it's under the pavilion. And I just wanted to bring that out because there's one in Jasper, and Max, you could help me. You know where it's located. It's on the corner of. It's the church.
The First Baptist Church.
First
parking lot.
Baptist. Yeah, there's a food pantry there
Right
as
across from
well.
Walgreens.
Yeah, right across from Walgreens. And so I just wanted to make it publicly known that we have it as well, and we'll start if there's any people that would like to donate. It's in a secured area. It has cameras, so we can monitor it. I don't think it's ever been abused, and I don't think it was abused when it was over here. I just like that our small town is keeping up that, and I think that's a great addition to help out when needed. We also have the Bookshare, and it's a box that's over there. We just talked about it in our meeting. Jerry and I will look at it and see if we can fortify that bigger, better, and provide books. If you know anybody that's donating books, you could drop it off. It's as soon as you walk in the pavilion, just walk over to the edge, and it's right there on the pantry's here on the left. The book is right there, and then the Paint the Snake Rocks is right there. So it's all encompassed in the park itself. But those are the things that we want as benchmarks to, establish some of the things that we do. It's not a big effort, but it really does showcase what we do as a town, and I really appreciate that. Anything else I'm missing on announcements? No, we're good. Okay. We'll wait for a few seconds for Dawn. And I apologize, we don't have our video today. That was my fault. I'll fix it next time. But we'll go into the next thing while we're waiting for Dawn and approve the Augusta meeting minutes. You can take a look at it for the council members.
Can you go into financials, James? That's what Dawn is doing.
Oh, she wants to go into financials right now?
Yeah, she's
Okay.
getting
Okay, so she needs a few minutes.
She's getting the minutes.
Oh,
So-
she's getting the minutes.
So
You're
if you
awesome.
could do
Okay.
financials.
All right, so let's go over to approving the August 2023 financial report. As the council members are looking at the financials, again, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 accounts, and our general operating account is sitting at roughly $292K. The Schoolhouse Museum, no change from last month, $34,000. Splosh account currently is at 37. You'll see a difference in that next month because the cost of the parking lot will come out of that. The FEMA funds is at 1,800, and the American Rescue Plan is at 26,500. What's this?
That was that AC for back here.
Okay.
that-
I didn't
Can't
realize,
remember.
I didn't realize that.
What was the deal with the AC? Remember when Barry had her,
Yeah, the ductwork that came
there
down,
was another, the first one was
contact,
the contacts. Yeah.
that burned up outside in the unit.
So, you've done phenomenal. See? That's what I'm talking about. That looks perfect. And these are all rentals? That's
Yeah.
incoming revenue?
Mhm.
Wow,
That was a deposit.
that's awesome.
That was just a check that was the only reason, check I hadn't cleared yet. I had written it, but it wasn't
Good.
cashed.
Don't
Yeah,
say it, but.
yeah, and then she came in and paid cash. Can you pass these down?
Okay, do I have a motion to accept the August 2023 financials?
Motion that we accept the August 2023 financials.
Do I have a second? All in favor? That's unanimous. Okay, next on the agenda is the approval of the August 2023 meeting minutes. Do I have a motion to accept the August 2023 meeting minutes?
I make a motion that we accept the August 2023 meeting minutes.
Do I have a second?
I'll second the motion.
All in favor? That's unanimous. There you go, Mary. Okay, next on the agenda is summary of maintenance. Jerry.
Let's see, I got a price on gutters for the brewery over there, I just haven't got it to you yet. And, we put up some signs around, there's one at the dumpster, y'all didn't know he's not supposed to overfill the dumpster. And, just been mowed grass and had tree damage and got them took care of and everything was good.
One of the questions that we had in the working group is this area beside the abandoned house and the big tree where we park the carrier for Heritage Days for the folks.
Mhm.
Can all that area be mowed, pretty leveled? We're thinking about putting vendors in that location. No issues with safety or anything like that?
No, I think they've had them out there before.
That's what I thought, like 2 or
Yeah.
3 years ago. Yeah, and then can we ensure that we have like bug spray or spray,
Mhm.
you know, put them in the sprayers? And,
Yeah.
Cool. Anything else?
That's it.
Awesome. Okay. Next, we'll turn over to old business. If we can have a quick Heritage Days update.
Sure. Well, there's not too much else to say other than what you
I
already
still
said.
don't
No.
know.
It's going along really well. So far we have about 64 vendors, but several of them have double booths. So we have a good challenge in that the space downtown is pretty much used up. So we've discussed creative ways to add room for more booths, so I think it's gonna be larger than it has in the past, and we've got a great lineup of musical acts. We're going to have the Jasper American Legion Host 149 to do the color guard and Pledge of Allegiance. They're also gonna be volunteering. Mr. Kaler is going to lead us in a prayer service on Sunday morning, bounce houses for the kids, face painting, rock painting. So, and then we are set for the duck races for charity. All the proceeds will go again to the Pickens Animal Rescue, aka Rescue Ranch, and the Pregnancy Center. So I think we're really doing very well. We just need Mother Nature to cooperate, and it's all going to be great.
Is the pregnancy a new donation that wasn't from last year, right?
Correct. The committee, the Rescue Ranch, they wanted to work with that group again. They're going to be bringing adoptables again this year. And the Pregnancy Center is different. We wanted to change it up a little bit and spread the wealth. So that's what we're going to do.
Awesome. Thank you so much, man. I had forgot when I was looking at my announcements, and I deeply apologize. We did not acknowledge the farmers market, so we were talking in the working group before the meeting. If Linda, if you could just give us some feedback for our first annual farmers market this past year.
We had, I can't remember exactly how many we had, 8, 11? That was a good group. We only had one vendor though that was selling vegetables, and we would like to have more of those, either the vegetables or the honey or jellies or things like that. Everybody seemed to really enjoy it, that we only had one vendor that didn't make money. Everybody else made money and they were very happy. And they all wanna come back and set up again. They really enjoyed the hours, and we had great customers coming. Parking was no problem, everything just went very smoothly.
And the next event is when?
So,
Sunday morning.
yeah,
So
Sunday
Sunday from
morning, but
11 until
not-
2.
The only weekend where we won't have it will be Heritage Days and weekends.
This one. So this Sunday at what time?
Well, I'm gonna be there at 9 o'clock.
11,
said 11.
11 until 2.
It's 11 to 2.
All right, awesome. 11 to 2, so please, we get this out, please just pass the word down if you want to get involved, or if you know someone else that's involved, please.
And we do have more room for more vendors.
I think it was a great start, and I think there's absolutely room for growth, and so it'd be exciting to do that, so.
Well,
Thank
the ones that were here really thought that our first day was it was very positive for them, so it made me feel good because I had not been involved before.
Awesome. Yeah, we want to make sure, it was brought up in the working group that we want to make sure we have businesses down here, and that we've got to ensure that we take care of the businesses and their parking and things like that, so that's not disrupted, and then have a balance of both the farmer's market and then what we currently have down here, with those hours being from 11 to 2. Just want to make sure that everybody's happy for how we can.
I would like to say that I didn't do in the work session. There are a few things that need to be brought up about traffic and parking, just some signage and things like that. So I would love to talk about that
Okay.
with you all
Awesome.
before
Awesome.
the next time maybe.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Linda. Appreciate it. Okay, if there's nothing else, we'll roll over to new business. First thing on the agenda is the millage rate hearing. So if you want to just give a scenario of that, and then we'll go to
Last year, we had a millage rate of 2.002, and after running the numbers, we are doing a rollback of 1.999,
And that takes effect for 2024.
2023. Or yeah, it'll be for 2023, yeah.
Okay, all right, so I think that there's, as we discussed earlier, and then evaluating the numbers, I don't think that impacts the town too much. We've had that as a before, and it's a fluctuation of where we are based on our citizens. I think we're gonna see growth here in the next couple of years, but I think it'll be beneficial for everybody at this time, so. Any questions or comments? Okay, so do I have a motion to adopt?
Is this an actual hearing?
Yes.
And you just need to invite the public if anybody wants to speak on this
Oh.
issue.
And then do we have to give time, or?
No, to do that now. Is there anybody in the audience that would like to talk about the millage rate, comments, questions? Okay, thank you. All right, so do I have a motion to adopt the rollback millage rate of 1.999 for the town of Toggenrock for the year 2024?
A motion that we accept the rollback millage rate of 0.199.
1.99.
1.999 for
24.
2024.
Do I,
Sorry.
can I ask?
I'm
Do I have a second?
Yes.
Thank you. All in favor? That's unanimous. Thank you. All right. Next is the sale of our 2 acres. It's like 2.1. It's the acres that we talked about 2 months ago, or was it last month? And we had negotiations with the county to procure that property for our new, the county's new fire station. Do that document. And so, since we had voted on to start the negotiations and discussions in the last meeting. So since then, we've actually had the, would I call it a contract, or would I call it?
Yeah.
I'd call it a contract, Jeff?
It is, yes.
Okay. So it outlines, exactly what they're gonna, what we're selling it for, the outline of the property. And I don't think there were any issues in the working group. We talked about that date. Is that something I need to bring up with Jeff?
Yes.
So this date says August 17th, and I'm signing it now. Is there an issue with that?
No,
Did you say? Okay. All right, and so what we're voting on is to move forward with the sale of this property. Do I need to have the citizens' comments or questions?
No.
All right, any from the council? Is there any comments or questions? If you want to review that. The cost for the town, the cost of the property is $37,000, and that'll be cash at closing. I'm not for sure, Jeff, how this is handled legally. Is that money handed directly to us, to the town clerk and deposited, or?
It will be, unless they, wire it into a bank account, or you can have.
Okay.
Either one.
So Jeff, I just had the question about under special stipulations, number 1, said that the closing date needed to be within 30 days of the contract. Is that 30 days of Mayor Pro Tem signing, or
Yes.
30 days of the August 17th when it was?
Today,
Okay.
when y'all vote on it.
Yeah, so with sign right here, that date, 30 days.
Okay.
So there doesn't have to be anything requiring them to build that fire station behind us.
I mean, that's the purpose of the sale.
But it's not
Saying
stated,
that says they can do whatever they want with it.
yeah, that's an issue.
Hmm.
It's not a requirement of the contract.
Well, that's a concern.
It won't be selling.
Yeah. So what do I do? Do I table that and get with the county to write that in an outline, because that's what was,
that could be a stipulation, or.
yeah, that was the discussion, that was the whole purpose of it.
We
And,
just need an amendment, that's all.
the negotiations was between myself and the county commissioner, Chris Stansel. So we verbally came up with this agreement, and I apologize, I did not look at that during the working group, but that should be established in there, because that is the sole reason why we're selling that property, is for them to build the new fire station.
We maybe still vote on you to sign it if they agree on that stipulation, so we don't have to wait on another one.
Okay. All right, so bear with me as I say this. Do I have a motion to accept this contract as of today? I'll sign it as the Mayor Pro Tem, but the stipulation is for the verbiage to be changed to outline the purpose of the sale of the contract.
To require that
To require
a fire station be built on the property.
the county establishes that a fire station will be built on the
No,
property.
no, I don't think you should sign it until that amendment is made.
No, that's what we're saying.
Well, that's what-
So, well, no, but that's not what he said, so we need to document this, so we can potentially make the motion that you move forward with requiring the amendment and then sign it after that.
Yep.
But the way it's stated,
I can say that.
No, the question is, do you want it to come back to the council for another vote after that stipulation is included? Or is,
no, I think
no, I'm
are
making
you
a-
authorized to
yeah, I'm
sign it
gonna-
as long as that stipulation?
I'm gonna ask for a motion that if the changes are made here to outline the sale of the property for a fire station, then I have the authorization from the council to sign this as the Mayor Pro Tem.
yes,
That would be the motion.
so that's exactly how it needs to be written.
Did you get all that done?
Yep.
I didn't write it down, but I'm counting on you to videotape.
Good.
Well, I make a motion that if they agree on an amendment, that they must build a fire station on this property, that it can be signed by the Mayor Pro Tem and accepted.
Do I have a second? All in favor? Okay, unanimous. So I'm just gonna wait on this, and then you'll see my email tonight that I'll send out to council, or Commissioner Stanson on that. Okay. Thank you. What was my? Yeah. All right. Next, if you see it on the agenda, and we have it here in the working group, the next on the thing on the agenda was to discuss and vote on the ordinance that we have currently that affects selling packaged wine or consumed wine on a business property. This came up in discussion with Blackwater Station. They're requesting this. But what's coming up to the council is to discuss this and possibly change our town ordinance. After our working group, Jeff, we need to talk to you offline about this a little bit more further. So we're going to table this until we get some more clarification from our legal representation. Okay. Next on the agenda is voting on cleaning the schoolhouse and storage. During the working group, we decided that currently we are going to open up the historical elementary school during Heritage Days. It needs a deep cleaning, and then we actually have we have stuff in there that needs to be put in storage. Jerry, what we're going to do is the council has decided not to pay for storage, but we'll move anything we need to in the chamber for Heritage Days weekend. Close the store. There's no access in here, so we have all this store. I mean, you can store right here in the middle. And then you have identified a group of folks that is willing to clean, and the cost average was no more than a couple of $100, correct?
That's better.
Yeah, it wasn't more than 200, and it's not even that. I think it was way less than that. But the purpose of that is to open up the schoolhouse during those 2 days of Heritage Days, and it'd be appropriate. We have bug infestation in there, just cobwebs, everything. So just a good cleaning, and we're still moving forward to get the building fixed, but we have the safety come out and look at it. We're going to minimize the amount of folks that go in, and we just open it up because that was one of the biggest things last year that people had asked. So, any comments or questions? Okay. Do I have a motion to allow us to get that schoolhouse cleaned, and the cost will not reach in excess of $200?
I make a motion that we pay to get the schoolhouse cleaned for no more than $200.
Do I have a second?
A second.
All in favor? It's unanimous. Thank you. Okay. Next is just the next three are informational. There's no more voting or requesting for motions in this council. The next one that we talked about is town trash services. So for the citizens and everybody to make sure they're aware, we have two waste services that we procure through our town, one from Waste Management and one from JNS. We're looking to improve on the expenditures that we have for those services and how we can properly service the town. We're still in a working session with this, but we will have to come up with a decision before our 2024 budget, and that proposal will come out the month of November, vote on December, taking effect 1 January. So if there's any comments or questions, concerns, please reach out to myself or our town clerk. Our websites are on our webpage. It's posted in the front of the building. But we are looking for recommendations, any questions or concerns, how we can, adequately do this to support the town and improve on that. Okay? Any questions or comments? Okay, next, as we worked in the working group, we're trying to improve on the infrastructure within our town hall, this building here specifically. As you guys are well aware of the history of this building, at at one time, this building set just 4 walls and no roof for over 20 years. It used to be a Coke factory. The council before us, put in a lot of major monies to get it to what you see it today. But we're still having issues with the roof, and it's come to the point where we've already in the last 3 months approved to get repaired, and those repairs are not satisfactory. Not any issues with the company that did it. They did the best that they could, but we've realized that we're going to have to really look at replacing the roof in all. So. Very preliminary at this stages because we don't have all the information and the numbers, but we've asked Tony to start taking that lead on it to see what we can do to get the roof replaced, and then we will approach the citizens and the council with those figures and the way ahead. Okay. Lastly, one of the things that we have is we've identified that we need to look at the property boundaries within the town and the property that we own. Historically, as you notice, if you go out here, we have an historical map of how the town was laid out in the late 1800s. The town was established in 1883, but within the first quarter of that century, there was a design of way this would look. Well, fast forward all the way to 2023, we have property lines that are no longer there, but there are trees and things that are issues in our 2nd Street and this 3rd pseudo street and 4 goes up like a triangle. With all that said, we are working with the county to establish where our boundaries are. They have recommended that we get proper surveys. And I don't know how we can do that officially as a town and how that can be paid. But I think it's going to be something that we really need to take a look at in the next 5 years to establish what it looks like and who that property belongs to and what we're responsible for. So the reason for that is we have this major tree on 2nd Street. It's a huge oak tree. It's massive. And one of our citizens is asked to assist in trimming that tree because it's falling over their property. They believe it's the town's responsibility, and I do not agree or disagree. I just need to conform exactly where our responsibility lies. So that's going to be a working in progress as well, is to identify how do we move forward in getting surveys, if that's necessary, and if that's the case, what's the cost. Everything that we do, there's always a cost associated with it. But I want the citizens of the town to understand that we're aware of it, and we want to improve on that and make everybody happy. So we are going to reestablish with Georgia Power again to come out and look. They did before, and they declined to assist in trimming that tree. We're going to see if there's a way that we can negotiate or just get a better understanding of their reason for saying no. So just information at this time. Okay, that's all I have for official business for this council. Is there any questions or concerns or any comments that anybody would like to have? Okay, awesome. Okay, the next council meeting is, so we are going to have one on 5 October? Yeah, okay. Next council working session is Thursday, the 5th of October at 5:30, followed by our town council at 7 o'clock. And then that is 2 weeks before Heritage Days, so I think it's important to do that. Awesome. Anything else? Okay. Do I have a motion to end the meeting? Okay, do I have a second? Second. All in favor? Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Appreciate it.